I am going live, so just so both you and Christina know, I just turned on the live to go live.
Just turn on the live to go live. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Usually they're
Wow. Christina, do you want to check the other meeting to make sure they didn't get on the same link?
shouldn't have. Oh my
I
god.
started.
Wait till 5:30 and
No, yeah. Okay, how do I do that, Katie?
you would just log off this meeting and then log into the
Yeah,
same
that
link as the
I'll be
previous
back.
and make sure no one's there.
No, there's no one on there.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, right.
I know Dr. Halverson did text me and said he'd be on here. So, and Wealtha already emailed me for the link again. So they should be coming on
And
in.
Angie knew to get off and get onto this one as well.
Yeah. I know Dr. Halverson did.
Yeah, sorry, I did a sound check, so I unmuted it because I knew you were talking. And so you heard yourself then. Hey, Angie, welcome. This is the Finance Committee meeting, and we are live.
It's not a serious practice.
Catherine?
Yes, hi.
Hi, honey. I just want to make sure you could hear me. Because
Yes,
I come in to my phone. That's my audio.
okay.
A desk phone. And so I
Yes.
never know if I hit the right thing or not. Thank you.
You did. Yep. We can hear you.
Good. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Angie. How are you on this rainy evening?
Well, I would love it if I didn't know that it was going to give us a steam bath in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
No, but at least we'll have moisture in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Powers.
Good evening. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't muted and you were going to be watching me do.
I love that.
That's more fun that way.
And just a
That-
reminder that we are on YouTube and the streaming is working and we are going live.
Okay. Christina, do we have a quorum tonight?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're the first. You and Angie are the first one, so we still need at least 2 more.
And do we know who they will be?
I know Dr. Halverson indicated he would be joining. Dr. Helen will be joining as well. I know his wife set up the Zoom already. So, and I'm sure Jamie will be here. She didn't indicate that she wouldn't. 1 second. You need something, Julie?
Yeah, she's here, but she's got Todd in there right now. I'm worried about the inbound calls coming in today.
Okay.
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Okay, so I sent you a text to the, okay, tomorrow. So, about September.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I do.
I hear you, Jamie.
Now can you hear me?
I can hear you now too. I see you too.
Okay, good. Oh, you can see me?
Yeah, but you can't see me.
Okay, now I gotta find my agenda. Hold on.
That's what you think, Angie. Alexa is watching.
Is that right? Where is she?
She is everywhere, Angie.
I have-
Everywhere.
Yeah. I'll tell you something cute. We're not, well, I
It's
guess
on
we
that
have,
cute little picture behind the wall.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
You know, there were 2,600 texts, so that's great. But maybe I should, you know, we're trying to get through both. So anyway, my question is this, if I can call nationwide, give them a heads up. Who doesn't want to be a live call?
Okay, I'm just printing my packet.
That's all, I just have no.
Oh, I feel like a drowned rat in this rain.
I think we're all sort of feeling that way, Jamie.
Oh, God.
Julie.
Craziness.
I'm nice and cozy at home.
Lucky.
Sandra, did you have a wonderful vacation?
I did. I did. I spent time outside, and you'll all laugh. My phone died when I was on vacation. They called
Hooray!
the black screen
a
of death,
reminder
they
to
call
lie.
it. And I was like, and of course, during COVID, you could not get a phone back returned, in a while. But I had to go to the campground where they have the Wi-Fi available and do internet cafe. I felt like I was the kids in the school, lapping onto the school parking lot for the free Wi-Fi to, keep up. But it was really very relaxing. It was nice to, I said it was nice to just be outside in nature and hear the birds and look at the birds and see the sun and kind of, it does remind you that there is life before and after COVID.
Absolutely, and it'll be here after I'm gone, and all of us. It's beautiful out there.
I think that's, it's the kind of those kind of staycations, caught up on a good book.
Good. You needed that vacation.
I
So
did.
every
Everyone needs some time away. We told everyone take a little time now as we're in kind of riding a little bit of a lull in COVID cases. Now that doesn't mean our state is clearly out of the dark yet, so we speak, but trying to get everyone a little bit of downtime because we are marathoning with sprints in between those laps.
Well, if we all do what we're supposed to do, we'll get through this faster. I look at those states that are going backwards right now, but their governors or whoever just didn't think they had to follow any rules or regulations.
It looks like we now have a quorum. In fact,
Good.
more than a
Hi,
quorum.
everybody.
We do. Hello, doctor. Hello, doctors.
Dodge
Dr.
the raindrops.
Both doctors appeared at the same time.
Oh, that's scary. That's scary.
Scary, scary.
Is Dr. Williams joining us?
He accepted the invite, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right then. Shall I call this thing to order?
Sounds good.
By all means.
Okay. Then we will call the July 15th Finance Committee of the Board of Health to order at 5:38 p.m. with the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The June resolution of expenditures is deferred. The June statement of fund balance is deferred. The June financial review is deferred. So it looks like we have the bank rec for the lead account. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Nope.
The general account is deferred. The lead account is okay. The abandoned properties, we have any questions on that? That's on page 5. We have the state of Illinois e-pay. That's on page 8. Any questions on that? It's got a nice balance to it, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So that gets us through bank recs. Then that brings us to the revenue and expenditure reports for June, which are deferred. On page 12, we have the emergency reserve minimum graph. which is looking very nice. About 8.5 million. Any questions, comments, or concerns on that?
Great.
Accounts receivable preliminaries on page 13. Jim, anything that you'd like to point out on that? Or anybody have any questions?
Well, we're able to collect, from some of our reimbursement requests for the Illinois Breast and Cervical Cancer Program and family planning. And so we're catching up on that, which is why you see the uptick in the minimum reserve. So our uptick in cash. So all those things they're looking good right now. So
Good.
we're getting up to date on that. And
Okay.
from time to time, we have, contract difficulties where the agency doesn't produce a contract right away, but so that's why the catch up.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions, comments, or concerns on anything in here?
None.
Okay. Then that gets us to page 21, major expenditures. We have personal health services, vital records, IDPH, for electronic filing fees of death certificates for June in the amount of $6,424.
Move acceptance.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next, we have the EH Wells and Septics for the County Soil Water Conservation District for soil borings. It's in the amount of $4,850.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And then do we need to do this Gary Anderson one since we did the phone call or the email or the whatever it was?
We probably just, for matter of record, wanted to put it out there, Jamie. We do have the vote from the entire board, but we wanted to make sure it was transparent again, an open meeting.
Okay. So this is for Gary Anderson Architects. It's the Architectural Services for Contract Tracing Program. It's in the amount of $6,000.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did everybody vote?
Opposed?
Is any opposed?
Okay.
Did everybody vote?
I
I
voted.
didn't hear everybody.
Voted.
Jim, did you vote?
Oh, Jim,
Okay.
yeah,
We have
Everybody's
the
in?
vote,
Okay.
and we do
Yeah.
have the vote from the entire board, but we wanted to put this as a matter of public record, so it'll advance to the board on the Tuesday, but we needed to move forward on this and appreciate everyone's timeliness in responding. We have as you would guess, we're moving through in order to prepare for our contract tracers coming on as quickly as possible. So we needed some assistance with, they're doing the carpet, the configuration on the suite up there. So things are moving rapidly, I'm going to say.
Good.
So appreciate everyone kind of allowing us to nag them during this.
Oh, good. I just didn't hear everybody say yes, so sorry. Okay, then that gets us to proposed contracts, which is on page 37. And this is the grant for state fiscal year 2021, the Region 1 HIV prevention. And this is true that this is for the amount of $31,393?
Yes, that's correct.
And it's the same as last year, is it not, Jim?
Yeah, it's slightly up. We had hoped to get one for like 45,000, and when they came with the award, it was like 25, and that was in 2020. So we were off on that one, but this year it's up to 31,393.
Good.
Okay. All in favor, or is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. On page 39, we have the Health Department contract tracing grant budget amendment. This is amendment number 3. So, okay, there's no dollar changes. It says through FEMA Disaster Relief Act and the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, the CARES, local health departments have been awarded grant funds to provide contact tracing within 24 hours of confirmation of positive COVID-19 tests. This requires us to hire a contact tracing team complete with IT capabilities, office space, additional IT infrastructure, and appropriate training, supervision, clerical support, wages, and benefits for the selected team. Fiscal year 2021 will allow us the opportunity to continue this contact tracing program funded through this federal pass-through revenue source, federal pass-through FEMA CARES Act administered by the Illinois Department of Public Health. So what are we changing? Or what's the amendment for?
Let me shed some light on this. We're starting hiring now, and we have no provisions in our 2020 budget because our year doesn't end until the end of September. And last year when we did this, we had no idea we'd even have COVID or a COVID grant. So in order to begin spending money and hiring people, we have to have some room for expenditures. So essentially, our grant that's $4.2 million will skip over two different county fiscal years, 2020 and then 2021. So there's $609,000 in expenses, which is mostly loaded up for infrastructure costs, and then initial payroll costs is for the first 90 days in order to fund the expenses that will be coming in July, August, September. So if
we have to establish it as a separate budget. So you see it's got its own account line. So we have to take it to the county board to open that line for us, that project code.
So basically the amendment number 3 is to open account code 32120.
It should be 60404, correct? Jim is
Yeah, that's our project number, 60404.
In order for us to open the project code, Jamie, within our budget, our department code of 60101, we have to open it up so that we can, or 60100. If you look at department budget number, so
Right.
we need to establish this as a program code within our budget.
Okay, so we're doing it. Okay, I got it. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on this? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Have we lost Angie?
No, I'm here.
Okay. I haven't heard you. I'm sorry.
And this is going to be presented before the county finance committee tomorrow night.
It'll kind of hit between, then our board will consider it on Tuesday and then the full county board on the following Thursday. So we're sandwiching right in.
Oh, perfect. Okay, then on page 40, we have the 555 building maintenance.
Right.
This is for the operations. 555 North Court Street building needs work on the 3rd floor to make space suitable for tenants in a competitive commercial office space market. Tenant forecasted for fiscal year 2020 chose arrangements. Excess budgeted expenditure dollars for utilities, office cleaning, and parking would be utilized to paint, carpet, decorate, and wire the space for the Winnebago County Health Department to lease for 12 to 24 months at $14.25 per square foot. Space would be designed for present and future tenant use. Any further information needed?
Yeah, I can briefly comment that it's just a rearrangement of expenditures there so that we have room, for under the building repairs and maintenance to go ahead and do these initiatives on the third floor through our 555 North Court Operations Fund.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, now we have on page 41, we have the 555 capital improvements. Court Street building employee elevator needs significant repair. The operations currently can be a safety hazard as the electrical system can not adequately service the power requirements, which causes failures and excessive risk. The elevator and the rewiring should be performed as soon as possible, as building occupancy will be increasing and social distancing is now required.
So I tried to describe that as accurately as I could, and it's been a long time coming, I guess, as far as some of the issues with the elevator. So this is another capital request. So
Well, we've been discussing this for what, about 3 or 4 years?
and it's been on, but it hasn't been done. So
So where are we hoping this money will come from, or is this part of the COVID piggyback improvement?
well, this would be a capital request as far as
So this would possibly be through the city bond sales or however they.
No, again, we know we are not waiting for a city bond sale. We are moving funds from our COVID and
Okay,
from
that's
some of, because we cannot wait for, the county has issued some bonds on capital, but again, somehow it's not been clear. The county really doesn't operate a true capital budget. And so part of the problem is every year we put money toward it, window repair, carpet replacement, and elevator. And now the bill is coming due, as we say. Our elevator, and those of you that I appreciate have not been in our building, that has been out of commission since about February. And so we feel like right now with our building kind of not at full capacity and moving in with the new COVID to get it done and get it taken care of so we can get through the post-pandemic.
I'm sure you guys have checked on it, but this will fall under what we can use these funds for. It's not going to come back and bite us, and they'll say there's $204,000 you spent that you should not have.
Well, you can also move it. Remember, you've got a significant amount in our reserve on our corporate, budget.
Right.
That we have sufficient capital to be able to move that. So we do not have to, but we are also have built in some of this capital improvement in our square footage per rent, right? So when we put the budget together, and that was allowable and we met with, it was in the threshold.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wait, did I have a motion?
No.
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Great.
Now we are on to number 6 on the agenda, the fiscal year 2021 budget update. Take it away, Jim.
all right. Well, basically the changes are the $600,000 that's in the original amendment is pulled out of the 2021 budget because we're going to put it into the 2020 budget. So other than that, there haven't been, any changes, because we'll be incurring those expenses in 2020, so we don't have to budget them in 2021. So,
So the amendments we just approved in 5, item number 5.
yes. 5A, yep.
And
So,
you also, Jim, were able to get the health insurance numbers. I mean, there were a couple of the updates from the last time we met. We didn't have solid numbers now on some of these.
right. Yeah, they're within reason. I don't have a final from them yet, but that's as good as I can do right now. And we didn't budget for any health insurance expense in 2020 because the folks that are going to come on board won't be eligible for benefits for 90 days. So all that will lapse into 2021.
Mhm.
And we did not get a budget where Jim and I are finalizing up the budget narrative to kind of give the highlights like we normally do on this. And Jim wasn't able to join us in our command meeting at 3:30, but we just got notice, Jim, it looks like we are going to be getting through the Cures Act based on our population size through our local health protection grant, another $500,000+
Wow.
Oh, excellent.
So we may, again, we don't know when that's going to flow through. It'd probably flow through just as we're putting our budget in, of course, just to make it a little more challenging to have some amendments. But yeah, this is going in for a lot of communicable disease contact and control. So, I think that we will definitely be positioned well to be able to manage what we have to do at this point.
That's
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, and just as a comment, I just checked on the egrams and our status is IDPH contract. So action required. So we're another step along in the process. So we're that much closer.
And I think one of the positives, just as a reminder on this as well, is the money that we receive. Not every health department, if you were part of larger municipals, they got what's called the CARES Act money. And then the county government had to allocate the funds to the local health department. Those of us who are part of the CARES Act, so that's pretty much, we're probably the largest county that's in the CARES Act. It was a direct allocation to the health department rather than going through the local level of government.
That's good.
It's just a nuance.
Okay.
We
Good.
love new.
Glad to hear that.
Yes.
So do we need to approve? What do we need to do with
No.
this?
FYI.
Oh, you mean on this budget, Jim? Are you going to have a final? You don't really have a final presentation, right, for the budget for FY 2021. So, are we planning to present one to the county board on Tuesday? And the answer I would say is no.
No.
Because so I think we're going to have to have another meeting probably after the county, after our health department meeting, at our finance committee meeting, to be the final adoption of our budget.
So when do we have to have this submitted to the county board? In September? For October 1st?
No, it's got to be in, everything has to be in our first meeting in September. It'll be the first week of September. And then if we don't go back for 3 or 4 weeks till the end of September to approve the whole thing, because it's due the 1st of October, I believe.
So we will have ours ready in good set, I'm going to say in good shape. The question will be, Jim, getting it approved. So our August board meeting would be the latest board meeting to approve the budget in its entirety to pass on to the county board.
Right. We have to have it approved in August so it can be
Right.
in front of the county by September.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So this is just informational update only for tonight.
Yeah.
But again, we encourage everyone to continue to take a look at, you know, if there are questions, the schedules that go behind it. Obviously, this budget is very personnel heavy, right? Which we expect in a service agency. But some of this money coming in gives us a little bit of, I'm not going to say cushion, but some ability to invest in some of the capital infrastructure that we need. And again, Jim wasn't even aware because he couldn't, as I said, we're getting things like this, you know, kind of hot off the press as we speak. And so trying to build that in immediately. The capital improvements on this building will help with long-term being able to lease, and or we have started the process as well on Division Street to move that through. So we've had some of the first kinds of steps that are required. We've been working with county facilities to move that forward in terms of the environmental assessment and a couple of the others. And then the bonding, really to go through all the searches that we need then to begin to decide what the disposition is on that building, because we really want to kind of close that out by year end.
Okay.
You're talking calendar year end, not fiscal year end.
Hoping calendar year end.
Okay.
Want to wrap it up.
Nice.
But I also think, Jim, do you know if we will have, just to kind of give our board, our finance and our board really a heads up, we'll probably have another major expenditure that will not be seen by this committee, but will have to be considered by the board as a whole for the office furniture, and the carpet. Is that?
Yeah, we'll have those ready. And also we have one new administrators that came in for the final Ryan and White billing. So.
Okay. The other thing to kind of, part of this is obviously when you see the furniture, it's going to be above 3,000, and more likely you're going to guess a lot more than 10,000, but certainly within our budget. But we are going through the working with Charlotte for the emergency authorization because of the timeline that we have to process this. It falls out of like a normal bid process that you might bid out for cubicles and things like that. So we will be, that's a little bit different than our usual procedure, but it is within the county purchasing policy as well as in terms of in Charlotte and reviewing the emergency. So we'll be putting that together. So it'll kind of be an emergency purchase outside of normal purchasing processes, as well as probably what would be considered then a sole source.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we have anything else?
That's all the good news.
A lot of that's very good news.
Very good news.
Do we know how many contact tracers or other people we have hired? Are we still in the process of interviewing?
It kind of as an update, I know that they've hired or are making offers on the supervisor, correct, Jim, on the upper level, and our HR department is working through the contact tracers and have gotten through quite a bit of them, actually moving pretty quickly through that process. It's been kind of, they have geared this up to get this done, and we've had some really good looks. I'm going to say some good interviews and looks at individuals who are wanting to come into the agency. So it's been a positive.
Awesome.
Very good.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, if we have nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I just have one question just for Jim, just before we adjourn. Any concerns or issues with the June, today was close of fiscal, are they going to be able to have their finals done for the board meeting? For June, closeouts for June?
Financials?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they're practically done. It's just
okay.
The timing that I can't deliver the documents right away. But
no, they've been having a hard time the last couple of months. So I just want to make, prepared, because our finance, we've been trying to keep everybody in a pretty short timeline so we can get things done quickly. So it shouldn't be a difficult report then.
Right. Yeah, and it looks good too. I mean, the numbers came in good. That's obviously our cash is up there too, which is an indication, so.
Good job.
Okay. So is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second it.
All in
Good.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for your
Thank you.
time and stay dry. Ugh.
Yes.
We will see you all on Tuesday.
Yep.
See you on Tuesday.
Okay,
Sandra, one
Yeah.
question
Well,
before you
stay-
disconnect.
Sure. Sure. I'll stay on.